My missing teeth were in the front.
I fell off a roof, messed up my teeth.
I would be talking and my tooth would just fall out. That's when I turned to 8118 Dental Professionals.
When I first came in, it was so welcoming.
I just felt a connection, felt like family.
It is worth every penny because you get that peace of mind that everything is okay.
I can't stop smiling.
Why wait?
From implants to full mouth restoration.
Go to 8118dentalimplants.com to see how we can help you smile again.
Welcome back in. Bottom of the first inning. And this one, not quite where he would have liked to stick it. That one, I don't know if it got caught in the wind, but it almost floated into Contreras' glove.
Looked like a curve just slipped out of his hand.
As this one gets fouled off from Besa.
Facing pitcher outfielder Taylor Tracy, committed to University of Tennessee. He is a senior, so he'll be there in Knoxville next year. Besa works. And ball four. So Taylor Tracy will take first base.
Now batting, number 15, Jason Steele.
Strong wind blowing directly in, right center to center field. Double play ground ball to Kenny, over to Bird. Back over.
That's two away.
Nice job, Kenny. Bird to Schreiber. And that's why they call that pitcher's best friend.
Now batting, number 16, Dominic Burley.
Puts you in a favorable spot if you are Jay and Besa. Besa's 1-0 pitch, again, just floats its way in. Puts him up 2-0 in the count.
He's facing Dominic Hurley, who's DHing for Rummel. Oh, that ball is tailing.
And
Nice
it'll tail
job.
right into the glove of Bodie Martiak. And so just like that, the Maroons, they'll get out of the bottom of the first. Don't give up any runs. And that will take us into the top of the second. And we'll see if the Maroon batting lineup can get back to work. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
I'm Jenny Covert. Welcome to Covert Chevrolet in beautiful Bastrop, Texas, where small town values drive big time savings. At Covert Bastrop, we understand what matters to you most. A good deal, great service, and dealing with people you trust. What matters to you matters to us. Rooted in family values since 1909, the Coverts have been serving Central Texas for 6 generations. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop. Together, let's drive. CovertBastrop.com.
Welcome back in on a windy Monday evening. They left us out in the wind, but not much we can do about that.
Contreras stepping in. Foul ball off the right side. Contreras hitting .323, .512 on base percentage, and .1125 OPS. Leads the team with 6 doubles. Also has a home run and 10 RBIs. Swung on and missed on that off speed.
See the numbers there for Osby Contreras on your screen.
Another slider swung out in the dirt. Dropped third strike, and he is out at first.
Puts one away. And brings up Martiak. Take a look at his numbers.
Martiak stepping in the box on that one. Don't want to open up too soon. That's his first step towards third base.
Check swing there from Martiak works to his favor. 2-0 count for him. And he'll take the 2-0 for strike one. And then he will foul off the 2-1 offering. So a 2-2 count here for Martiak. He'll step in, and he will go down swinging. Only he didn't swing. So it'll be 2 away, and up comes Patrick Bird.
Bird hitting .333. 4 for 12 on the young season for him.
Bird down in the count 0-1, and he will take that and fall further behind 0-2 now. Takes the 0-2. Just misses a bit upstairs here, so a 1-2 count for Patrick Bird. And then he will go down looking. So a couple of quick innings here so far for the Maroons on the batting side of things. And we'll see if Jay Besa can make it just as fast from the mound when we come back. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
At Horizon Bank, we're from here. With over 100 years of experience serving Central Texas customers and headquartered right here in downtown Austin, we're proud to support our community and the athletes who keep it strong. Stop by any of our Austin and Central Texas locations and see how we can help you meet your goals. We'd love to meet you. Or you can visit us on the web at horizonbank.com.
Welcome back in. David Roy, James Scott here in the broadcast booth. Up on your screen now, the defensive lineup for the Maroons. We talked about it earlier, but now you get a little helpful visual to go along with it as we talked about Anderson, Scott, and Martiak from left to right out in the outfield. And James Scott with that 375 center field wall to his back. And, of course, around the infield from first over to third, Schreiber, Bird, Kenny at short, and Godinez over at third. And, of course, coming off the mound, Besa to battery mate Contreras.
Now batting number 4, Trey Perry.
And Trey Perry will step into the box here to work against Besa. And the lefty just misses. And Contreras can't get over for the block. Fortunately, nobody was on, so you can get away with that a little bit. And the 1-0. Doesn't quite find the zone there either. So a 2-0 count here. That Besa's got going against him. From the stretch, this one will go down as a base hit. Gets lifted out to Scott. And Scott juggling it like it's a hot potato out there. Couldn't get a handle on it. Fortunately, it does not give up an extra bag. Runner will hold at first. We'll see if Besa can help his defense into a situation where they can turn two. Bunt sign on. And that'll go as ball 1, well inside and low. Good job by Contreras to slide over. You saw the response on the bunt sign. Bird cheats way over to cover first. Kenny slides over to pick up second. And from the windup, bunt gets laid down. Besa looks to second first and then comes back over to first base.
Good
and
sound.
Records the out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, David. Good sound play by Besa, staying under control, setting his feet, and making a good throw over there to Bird.
And it helps for him because he's left-handed. He opens up back towards second base first and is able to just take a quick peek before coming back around and making the quick throw over to first. Records the easy out, but it does put a runner in scoring position.
Working ahead on that curveball right there. Got this call.
It's a swing and a miss. A good job by Besa. Another swing and a miss here for the Tigers. And it's an 0-2 count with one away. Strike here from Besa can put Dripping Springs in a 2-out situation. And that one's just a bit too low, has to skip its way back into Contreras' glove. That wind blowing in, you'd have to think that it might be helpful for Besa, or for any of these pitchers coming off the mound here, as this one gets lifted into left, and that's going to work at a disadvantage. Scott able to get down underneath it. That one carried a little bit more into left territory, and James Scott ranges all the way over to record a second out.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing there is he ran over, and that ball just got killed by the wind.
Going to be hard to get one to lift over the fences here tonight. We saw Contreras do it last Friday in Del Valle. Don't think that's going to happen here tonight unless this wind dies down. That one might have had a chance if not for the wind, but like you said, it pulls it back in, allows Scott to get underneath it as this 0-1 pitch from Besa gets chopped down the line and fouled off. Comes the 0-2. That one just a bit upstairs. Contreras maybe looked back at the umpire, ask him why the call or no call in that situation. And the 1-2. This one, that's a base hit up the middle. Scott making the throw to Schreiber, and a run will score for Dripping Springs on the base hit. And the wind up here from Besa, strike one. Contreras maybe got a little bit too eager to make that throw over to second and drops the ball out of the glove in an effort to get it to exchange into his throwing hand.
We picked a good pitch to run on. Off-speed pitch. So we've got a runner in scoring position. 1-0 Dripping Springs.
2-1 count, 2 away. Here's Besa. And that one gets through for a base hit. Schreiber lunged, and he cannot get to it. The second run will score, and that will go down as a double. And another run will score. For Dripping Springs, and that will give way to a short meeting between Contreras and Besa out at the mound. Not a very long one. Just a little bit of getting on the same page there.
Good pitch, good off speed right over for first strike. Base has been getting ahead in the count today. He's been throwing a pretty good game. Throwing strikes. Oh, more off speed, heading buckling his knees.
Well inside as he has to duck out of the way. And that comes back in for strike two. Like you said, Besa throwing strikes, attacking the zone here, not shying away from these dripping springs hitters. As this one hit weakly over to first,
man.
and that was safe as Besa.
He didn't cover. He didn't cover first.
No.
He'd break off the mound real quick. He was a little delayed, so Schreiber tried to hit a moving target, moving away from the bag at first, and threw it kind of up and behind him.
Besa lost the foot race over to the bag, and so that adds on one more for Dripping Springs, giving them a quick 3-0 lead and a runner at first. A little bit of a two-out rally going here for the Tigers, as this one takes a hard bounce into foul territory down the third base side. And the 0-1. Missing outside away, can't quite get him to chase. Was hoping, I think Besa was, to get him to do that after getting him to swing on the inside pitch. From the windup. And that one just got underneath it to foul it off to the first base side and into the Austin High dugout. Had an early start tonight, 6 o'clock start, about an hour early than your normal start time for a lot of these away games, in part to try and avoid Austin High having to stare into the lights.
I'd love to see them play noon games both days and get away early for spring break. But I had no say in the schedule.
Besa misses the zone again, and that gives you a full count here. You know, we talked about it last year back in this stadium at the same park, and the problem that Austin High, there were a few of them that Dripping Springs was able to get away with, largely because
he fouled it off his knee, I think.
I
that
think
hurts.
so.
That hurts, and there's very few pain like that.
Swung and it, like you said, fouled it off, and gonna have a little limp to him now, trying to walk it off. You know, back to the conversation of, you know, the earlier start. Austin High had this problem last year, and it's something that helps Dripping Springs to be here on this field, is the angle of the lights and the stadium lights around, is that a lot of the times those pop-up balls, you know, those pop flies, is, you know, whether it's into the infield or even into the outfield, a lot of times you're looking up trying to field it. And sometimes this can happen, in different sports, different parks, different nights. You can have it happen on the football field, what have you, but looking up into the stadium lights because of the angle that they're at, you lose track of it. It's a lot harder to find it again, and so it can help Dripping Springs simply because they practice on this field. They're used to it. And away teams can end up at something of a disadvantage as a result. So Austin High said, well, it's spring break, and we want no part of that, so let's start an hour earlier and avoid that as much as we can.
Well, too bad we couldn't do the same thing at Burger tomorrow. I mean, honestly, I'd love to have seen a couple of noon games.
Yeah.
Parents work half day, come out, do your deal, and then take whatever spring break you've got and get out of town. But not so. 7:30 first pitch tomorrow.
Got a limp to him after fouling that off his knee, as you'd expect. Going to be probably a monster bruise there.
I bet he doesn't push bunt. What do you bet?
I would be very surprised if he were to do that. Gonna need some ice on it for sure after tonight. Well, that's a full count, and again Dripping Springs with a runner on first and a 3-0 lead. Runner was on the move. Contreras popped up ready, but it is ball 4, and so fortunate for him, he does not have to worry about running too quickly. Can jog his way down.
Just need an out here. You got to force it any base, first, second, or third.
Jason Steele.
Besa. Comes back, just misses. And can't find the zone again. So it went from throwing strikes pretty regularly and now comes back out here at this at-bat with a 2-0 count. That one he does find the zone with. So the 2-1, runners on the move, and a little defensive indifference. So now you have runners at the corners. And a 3-1 count. Again, trying to take advantage of bases off speed there. Here comes the 3-1. They will call that strike 2. Thought they were going to be able to load up the bases, but umpire had a different note, and he's not going to like you too much if you throw the bat before the call sometimes. Some umpires can really get onto you like that. This one gets chopped back up to Kenny. Kenny, throw to first in time, and that will retire the side. So a big bottom of the second for Dripping Springs, able to score 3. And Austin High looks to answer when we return. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
Nance Orthodontics is committed to providing the highest quality orthodontics for the Austin community. Dr. Nance is a board-certified orthodontist and offers Invisalign and braces to create beautiful smiles. Our friendly team is passionate about creating beautiful, life-changing smiles for all ages with the latest technological advances. Patient comfort and happiness are our highest priority. Give us a call for your complimentary consultation today.
Welcome back in, Maroons. Maroon fans and friends. As up comes Logan Kenny. This will be his 29th plate appearance. Got an RBI on the season for him. 6 hits. We bring in the top of the third inning, and Kenny gets it started with a swing and a miss. A big wave there for him, and puts him down 0-1 on the count.
Looks like we have a little catcher's equipment timeout.
Well, equipment timeout never hurt anybody. Gotta fix the device so they can buzz in and out. Catcher and umpire having a conversation. And an 0-1 count. Swung on, missed again by Logan Kenny. That'll put him down 0-2 in the count. And he will take the 0-2 looking. Watches that come on by, and that will put one away.
Now batting first baseman number 11, Ty Schreiber.
And that'll bring up Ty Schreiber. I'll swing and a miss here for him. We'll pull up Schreiber's numbers here for you in just a moment as this one skips away, ball 1. Look at Schreiber there. He's got a pair of RBIs for him on the season. See if he can pick up another hit here. As a 1-1. Fouled away to the third base sign. Almost like Schreiber tried to stop himself.
Not a bad if he'd just swung it a little more and he'd have popped it up right over third base. Another Texas leaguer.
No kidding. This one downstairs and brings us to an even 2-2 count. This one he will make contact with, and it will skip away as well. goes for ball 3.
Ty Schreiber working the count.
And there he will swing and miss, and that'll be strike 3 and put 2 away. I'll bring you back to the top of the order.
Scott 0 for 1, grounded back to Rummel. First pitch of the game.
And he will foul this one off. Look at Scott's numbers on the season. This will be his 43rd plate appearance. He's got 19 hits, 9 RBIs for him on the season. It's like to see him get number 20 and start a little 2-out rally here. And he'll take the 1-1 for strike 2. Runnel from the stretch, and he'll just miss for the even 2-2 count. Choke up, foul it off, and stay alive for another pitch.
Wave the white flag over there in the dugout after that one.
And then he will swing and miss. The frustration evident. It's starting to pick up here for Austin High, but we'll see if Besa can help ease those woes as we head into the bottom of the third. Maroons trail 3-0. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
Hi everyone, I'm Gigi for Chuck Nash Chevrolet Buick GMC in San Marcos. We'd like to invite you to shop Chuck Nash, where we combine small-town hospitality with a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Right now, we have over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, and a friendly staff to guide you through your purchase. Stop into Chuck Nash Chevrolet Buick GMC today and experience a new way of buying or selling your next vehicle.
Welcome back in. It's spring break for the Austin Maroons. Which means perhaps for many of you, you're at home or maybe somewhere else in the States enjoying your spring break. And if you are, we appreciate you spending it with us.
Yeah, if you're watching, like and subscribe. Hopefully you've subscribed by now, but every day if you can just hit that thumbs up button. All except for Grandma Bird, you don't have to do that. I know you're watching on the big screen. That's okay. But everybody else, if you can, it helps our metrics. We can always use the help.
The Maroons could use a little bit of help themselves right now. Down 3-0. Gonna look for some help on the batting side of things. We'll have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up at the top of the fourth. But for right now, Besa back to work off the mound. This one gets lifted and tails off straight into the glove of Bodie Martiak, and that'll be one away. Didn't have to do much work out there, Martiak didn't. Just took a couple steps to his right, settled underneath it.
Hey, so far our outfielder's been playing this wind in this park very well. I mean,
impressive.
It's a no doubt ripping wind coming in from center, right center. And the ball's over to right field. Martiak's done a good job because they've been slicing balls, which can be very tough to get, especially as a young guy. And he's played them like a champ.
Well, and we talked about on Friday his performance getting the start off the mound. And, as we talked about, Martiak, as we discussed throughout the tournaments, has really earned and curried some favor with Coach A. And, his play here in the district so far has supported that and has backed that up, especially on the defensive side of the lineup.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch him as he continues to grow and develop and mature, get some weight on him, get some more muscle. I mean, he's got a great body type. He's tall. Put another 20 pounds of muscle on him, he's going to be something to look out for.
So went a bit upstairs, and so a 3-1 count here for Besa. And this one gets lifted up back towards Martiak. Martiak giving chase. And it's fouled off. He can't quite get there.
Boy, that looked like it was going to be fair when it came off the bat, but it continued slicing, and that wind continued to push it. It ended up probably being 15, 20 feet foul.
Well, and I think it wound up over the fence because Martiak wound up all the way over to the fence line. And I did not see where he came away with it.
Yeah, it must have bounced over. It definitely landed on that turf.
I was going to say, it looked like it landed up, but either way, Besa comes back, ball 4, and that'll put a runner on here in the bottom of the third.
Could use another one of those double play ground balls. Johanowitz walked in the first.
And we have our first meeting at the mound here from Coach A. Quick conversation with Besa, and it seems the majority of this meeting is not necessarily for Besa as much as it is for the rest of the infield.
Yeah, actually, let me correct myself. Johanowitz sacrificed Besa to Schreiber. He was the second hitter of the second inning.
Yep.
So they may be talking about positioning for a potential bunt. 3-0 in the bottom of the third. Still a tight game, and Dripping Springs, my choice, as you guys have probably heard this year, of winning state. They're currently ranked 10th. Ball high. Ranked 10th, but that probably has to do with their overall record, which is, I believe, 10-6, but don't let that fool you. They did a lot what we did in the tournaments and played a lot of different players. Not that they're not playing to win, don't get me wrong, but the emphasis wasn't on tournament victories. It was more about finding who you have. Not that they needed a lot. They've got 28 guys, and I think 17 are seniors. And most of those have been playing on varsity for 3 years now. But they needed to find out who they had, so they gave some folks opportunities that they might not get in district. And so here we face them. Now they've played 2 games in district. They beat Aikens 10-0 both times. Tracy and Rummel didn't pitch a long outing in either one of those.
That wind had died down for maybe a few minutes. Not for long, though, as it has come whistling back. This one lifted, ranging back for it. Anderson's got it at the warning track. And that is the second out, and will hold the runner at first.
And Drew played that ball great, and that's probably a good example of the park holding that ball in. He hit it right into the teeth of that wind, and Anderson caught it about a foot in front of the fence. And he did a great job of finding the fence, turning around, and catching it. So both, I guess all 3 of our outfielders.
All 3 of them now,
made some
working
pretty good
out there.
plays, yeah.
The wind certainly helping the outfield here tonight, which, from a hitting standpoint, now it turns into a little bit more of strategy. Now you're looking a little bit more for those gap shots, just trying to get stuff up and over that infield, but you want it to sit down a lot like this in front of the outfielders, as this one does just that, skips in front of Anderson and will advance the runners into scoring position. You'll have a runner at first and second now.
One thing our outfielders do have to watch for, there's a lot of spring in this turf. I don't know if they recently replaced it or what. It's more than what I remember. But that one right there, good line drive, but off the bounce, Anderson had to catch it over his head. He's probably, 6 foot, 6'1", so he probably had to reach up about 6'5" to get that ball just off the bounce.
So 2 away, pitch, comes back in for strike 1. See if Besa can get a strikeout here, retire the side, and leave a couple stranded. Keeps looking over his shoulder there at the runner at second, and this gets fouled away for strike 2.
Basa's doing a great job pitching. He's truly pitching.
Exactly.
He's keeping them off balance, and our defense, except for the grounder to first base where he and Schreiber didn't connect, our defense has played flawless so far.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx them. They've done a great job. And as we've talked about all season, that's the key to the success for this team.
Yeah.
Fundamental baseball, doing the small stuff.
Wind up here, well outside for ball 1. Let's see if the Austin High batting lineup can come away with some hits and get some runners on.
Nice job by Contreras on that block, keeping the ball in front of him and keeping the runners where they are.
Well, when he does that, it's an outside pitch anyways. Contreras gets in front of it. It rolls back towards third, and so that runner at second doesn't want to chance it. May have had it rolled in the opposite direction. But like you said, a good job by Contreras to pop over, kind of redirect it with the padding. And this one outside again. Batter's in the right side batter's box, and so Besa working away towards third base side, and he's worked himself into a full count. See if he'll come back and attack here. He does. Gets a swing and a miss, and that'll retire the side.
Nice job.
Well, you kind of see the setup there a little bit, right? Keeps working outside, gets him that full count, then comes back in and gets him to wave at it. And so now, after the big bottom of the second, can Austin High put together a big top of the fourth? We'll see the 2, 3, and 4 hitters when we return. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
Almost every day, banking touches some aspect of your life, from growing your business, saving for retirement, or planning for future generations of your family. That's why it's so important to pick the right financial partner. The good folks at Plains Capital Bank have deep roots in Austin, serving Central Texas owned and operated businesses for over 20 years, from commercial real estate to managing your wealth. You can find them at plainscapital.com or call them at 457-7500. And when you talk to them, be sure to tell you that my friend Paul said hello, member FDIC. Almost every day, banking touches some aspect of your life, from growing your business, saving for retirement, or planning for future generations of your family. That's why it's so important to pick the right financial.
You know, one of the benefits, David Roy, of playing for the Austin High Maroons is we are in one of the toughest districts in the United States for the game of baseball, and it gives you opportunities to face people and teams that are really great. And like we talked about when we kicked off the broadcast, Cooper Rummel, who the Maroons are facing, this Dripping Springs pitcher, is projected to be drafted late first round, maybe into the third round. If he goes first round, that's 2 years in a row that District 26 6A would have #1 draft picks. Last year, of course, it was Theo Gillian of Westlake. So you really want to maybe play next level baseball, at least playing here for the Maroons, you got an opportunity against some of the best talent in the United States. As we're in a tornado, I think. Not really, but not far from it. Base of fouls that one. Right back to the screen. Not sure what that conversation at the mound was about with the umpire and Rummel. That's followed with one right in the turf. About a 56-foot fastball.
This one swung on here as well, and a 1-2 count. And Besa fouls this off as well. Pull up Base's numbers here for you. This will be his 32nd plate appearance, 10 hits, 6 RBIs for him on the season. See if we can pick up number 11 here and start off this top of the 4th inning strong, as he is battling away here at the plate. Works his way up to a full count, 3-2 here. And this one down the line to third, throw over to first is in time, and that's one away.
Good play by Joanowitz over there at third base. Brings up Drew Anderson, who was hit in the first inning, hit in the shoulder or left arm. Takes that for a ball outside and low.
Anderson coming into tonight. See the numbers there for him on your screen as he fouls off the 1-0 pitch. I'll stand in here, the 1-1. Down and way outside, gives him the advantage of the 2-1 count. And that one skips away right past the catcher into the back wall. Unfortunate that nobody was on for Austin High to take advantage of that.
Well, Anderson was our first and only base runner so far.
That's right. See if he can get on again with a 3-1. And he will take for the 3-2. And takes on the 3-2 again, and that will put him on. And so just like that, he continues to be the lone base runner for the Maroons thus far. But Javier Godinez steps up to the plate.
0 for 1. Let's make that 1 for 2. Let's go, Javi, right here.
And he will hit that right back to the mound of the pitcher, and that one bounces away from short. Not a good throw from Runnell. I'm not sure if he got it clean out of his hand, but the way it was thrown, it was off to the side and low and bounced into the shortstop's glove.
Yeah, he short hopped it to his backhand side, and Helms wasn't able to grab it. He tried to kind of backhand it like a first baseman, but you're only about, 45, maybe 55 feet, and he just threw it in the turf. Hey, we're all human, you know?
Yeah, it's exactly right, and Ronald spikes it. No better way to phrase it than that, I would say.
Yeah, and Osby's got a chance. He's 0 for 1 as well. Couple of Maroons on.
And only one out. A wind up from Runnell. And that one just off the plate for the 1-0 count. For Osby Contreras, had a home run last week against Del Valle. Not likely to see one here, but he's among the team leaders in doubles. See if he can get another one here. Is this one high pop foul? And a 1-1 count.
I mean, what an opportunity for Osby here. As a junior, if he's considering playing next level, this is a great opportunity for him to really do some damage and to show what he's got.
Ranked as one of the top 50 players in the state of Texas coming into the season, as he lifts this one even higher into the air on the foul ball and brings us to a 1-2 count.
He's battling up there.
Runnell started to wind up, then steps off.
Got Martiak and Bird due up next for the Maroons.
And this one down the line to third. Throw to second is in time. The throw to first is also in time.
Oh.
Godinez cannot believe it from his place at second. And that will retire the side.
We'll watch it here on the replay.
That was close.
Boy.
Don't know that I would agree with it, but it's not my call to make, and so the Maroons leave a couple on, and they'll head into the bottom of the fourth. Still scoreless. Jane Basin Company will go back to work. Down 3-0 as we turn to the bottom of the fourth. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
I'm Hunter Malloy with Prosperity Roofing. Central Texas got hit hard with hail this year, and Prosperity Roofing has been there to pick up the pieces.
My house took some damage in that last hailstorm, and Prosperity Roofing quickly worked directly with my insurance company to replace it with a way better looking roof. They earned my 5-star review. I highly recommend them.
Everything important in your life happens under your roof. Let Prosperity Roofing give your home the roof it deserves.
Welcome back in here from Dripping Springs. David Roy, James Scott here in the broadcast booth. Up on your screen now, the current 26-6A district standings, and currently a three-way tie right now for first place. Of course, going off the overall record, you've got Dripping Springs sitting as the cream of the crop right now, but going off the order as presented by Texas High School Baseball website, Dripping Springs, perhaps is the surprise of many. Del Valley is sitting right there as well, 2-0 in district play. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, they swept Austin High last week. And then Lake Travis sitting there as well. Westlake has yet to play. They'll do it this week, a district game. District play will open up for them here this week. And then, of course, Bowie, Aikens, and your Austin High Maroons round out the district standings.
That brings up Jack Tyndall. Tyndall doubled to right in the second inning, came around and scored. Base of curveball, low. Only 14 games, actually 12 games in district with 7 teams. So every game matters.
Exactly right.
And unfortunately, we could not take care of what we needed to last week. So we need to do something.
As this will thread its way into the gap.
I was going to say we need to do something to turn that. Every game you have, you got an opportunity to do something. And we have an opportunity now to turn a double play with Cade Sanders up. He got on that error between
Schreiber
and Besa, yeah. Gave the error to Schreiber because of the throw.
Wind up from Besa. Contreras pops up, and that throw, it just tailed. Not sure it would have been in time anyways. It was a really good jump from Tyndall. Taking advantage of Besa's off-speed pitches for those steals, and that'll be a stolen bag here at second. Puts a runner in scoring position and removes shouldn't say removes the threat of the double play, but it certainly makes it that much more difficult.
Hey, we had an 8-6-2 double play
That's
last
true.
game.
We did.
Just like the doctor ordered, or maybe not, but it worked. None the same, saved a run.
Exactly right. This one lifted. Cadenas gets underneath it. That's one down.
Nice play, Javi Cadenas. Really showing his speed, getting over there, finding the railing so he didn't run into it and making that play. That's a big-time play right there.
And it's a big out for Austin High. With a runner in scoring position, you're able to answer the bell, so to speak, there, thanks to Cadenas. Of course, Contreras was booking it over there as well, and so if Cadenas didn't get it, Contreras went sliding down. He was ready to help.
And Tracy up. He's walked both times, so no official plate appearance.
This one catches Besa on the leg, and that'll go as a base hit, put runners at the corners.
Hopefully that's off the fat part of his calf and not a bone. He looks like he's fine.
Looked like he might have taken it on the heel.
Is that right?
Looked like it. Coach A comes out to check on him. Not sure if it caught him on part of the calf or maybe on the heel of the cleat.
I think he's smiling, so he can't be hurting
Yeah,
that bad.
he can't be hurting.
Comparing to Tracy's last at bat when he's writhing in pain off of a foul ball that obviously got bone. Besa looks like he's fine and can continue. I've got him at 68 pitches through 3 1/3. has got an opportunity, if we can roll the double play ground ball, to get out of this. Jason Steele up 0 for 2. He did grounded a double play his first at bat, and then grounded to short last inning, or the third inning, or second inning, I should say.
Runners at the first and third. The runner from first is on the move. This one lifting right there for James Scott to settle underneath. Throw to Kenny. The run will score, though, on the sacrifice. And the runner at first will hold. And so 2 outs. But a run scores on the sacrifice, and we'll keep a runner on in first here for Tracy.
And Martiak over and right needs to be aware.
Runner on the move. Here's Contreras. Throw over to second, not in time.
What I was going to say is Hurley has flied to right both times. I think with those slicing drives out there to Martiak.
1-0. Placed just right. Finds the zone. And a 1-1 count. Wind up from Besa for strike 2. One-two count, swung on and missed, and Contreras on the swing and strikeout gets the throw over to first, and that'll retire the side. So the Maroons give up 1, and that will bring us into the top of the 5th, down 4 when we return. You're watching Maroon Baseball on the Vibe Live Network.
Do you need a haircut? A real haircut? One that's tapered or blocked, clipped or trimmed just the way you like it? Come let the licensed barbers at the Sportsman's Barbershop take care of you. The Sportsman's Barbershop is a friendly, no-frills neighborhood barbershop located in Austin's Brikerwood area. Our barbers specialize in traditional haircuts for men and boys, along with beard trims and straight razor shaves. The trophies and mounts donated by customers that line the barbershop walls serve as testaments to over 60 years of serving Austin. Give the guys a call, 512-459-9525 to schedule your appointment today, or look us up online at sportsmansbarbershop.com. The Sportsman's Barbershop, an Austin institution.
Welcome back in. Here on the Vibe Live Network and the Austin High YouTube live stream. Bodie Martiak comes up to the plate here for the Maroons.
It's rally time, David Roy. We'll call it a Roy rally. How about that?
No better time than now for the Maroons to get going, and they will start with Martiak fouling one off. This one comes inside towards the outside corner of the plate, strike 2. And Martiak, this one skips its way over to short. The throw to first is in time, and that's one down. Not bad contact there from Martiak, just can't quite beat the throw. And so that brings us Patrick Bird.
Bird 0 for 1. Struck out looking in the second. That was in the turf. Can't say in the dirt. It's in the turf.
Ball 1. Here's Ronald. Gets fouled off into the parking lot.
Most all high school teams now have turf. Seems like certainly greater than 50%.
It's always an interesting kind of conversation because you talk to athletes at higher levels, right? And of course you understand it at this level, being that it's less maintenance that's required usually with a lot of these turf fields, less care, and they last longer. But you hear the conversation at the higher levels of the sports, and it's, it goes beyond just baseball into football and, soccer as well, that they don't like the turf fields because there's not as much give as being on natural grass, and so there becomes more of an injury concern. And at this level, doesn't seem to matter as much.
Bird working a 2-2 count here. Yeah, it does. It gives you a true hop. It certainly is a benefit to the fielders. You play more games on them. Oh, drop third strike.
There it is.
No drop on that.
No drop there, so 2 away. Of course, in a lot of the difference, a lot of the discourse around the turf fields really stems from football, and a lot of that has more to do with the cutting and everything that they're doing on that kind of turf and the starting and stopping. You don't have as much of that nearly in the sport of baseball. There's a swing and a miss here from Logan Kenny in the 0-1. This one down low and not quite in the zone. 1-1 count here for Runnell. Check swing here from Kenny. Kenny putting up a fight here, as he'll foul this one off, and that will float its way back into the parking lot here behind us, behind the press box as well, and keeps the count at 1-2. We talk and we look at this Austin High team, and we talked about it coming into the season. How do you replace the arms of Jake Beck and Luke Pizanka? As dropped strike 3 here, but the throw is in time. Over to first. We'll continue that conversation and that thought when we come back in the bottom of the 5th. Dripping Springs leads 4-0. On the other side, you're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
Maroon Baseball is supported by Austin's oldest independently run pharmacy, Terrytown Pharmacy. Founded in 1941, Terrytown Pharmacy has been family owned and operated since 1950, and the Newberry family is loyal forever. Visit Terrytown for great customer service, incredible gifts, and necessities. If you haven't transferred your prescriptions yet, give them a call. Thank you, Terrytown Pharmacy, for your consistent annual support of Maroon Athletics. Terrytown Pharmacy, online at terrytownpharmacy.com.
Welcome back in. David Roy, James Scott here in the broadcast booth. You can see the numbers here on your screen of how this night has gone so far. Dripping Springs leads 4-0, 4 runs scored on 6 hits, and both teams have committed an error here tonight. That's how this night has gone so far, all turning up. Dripping Springs and Maroons struggling to come away with hits. And we'll see if they can change that here when we head into the bottom of the fifth. You know, we're talking about it, though, that, you know, coming in, how do you replace the arms of Jake Beck and Luke Pizanka? And, you know, it maybe hasn't been easy. Certainly may not have been the names that you would have expected, or maybe it is, right? That Fletcher Wilson and Jaden Besa have stepped up. Bodie Martiak, the sophomore we saw last week against Del Valle, between him and Hayden Carter, they both did really outstanding work despite the loss, as this goes for ball one. And so they've been able to replace and replenish the arms. It's not quite the ace of Beck, but it's been a bit more of a committee approach, and so far it has worked for the most part, as this gets lifted for Drew Anderson to track and record the first out here in the bottom of the fifth. But the problem for Austin High has been a little bit of what we saw that it was last season, which is the bats just can't seem to get going.
Well, today that's true. Overall for the season, we've been hitting the ball much better than expected. But today, you know, there's an old expression: your bats are only as good as the next game starting pitcher.
Right.
That's the case right here, right? Okay. You're facing an elite pitcher at this level, and you know, we're battling. We just hadn't got it there. And, you know, talking about battling, that's Jaden Besa, you know, out on the mound. He's pitching his heart out. And after Dripping Springs outscored and run ruled Aikens 10-0 twice last week, you know, the Maroons so far put up a heck of a fight.
Both those games last week were over in 5 innings.
Bases at 78 pitches right now.
Two 2-1 count.
Another curveball, that one in the dirt.
Brings up the 3-1. Going to be interesting, though, because we talked about, well, who do you know, we thought, I think, coming into tonight, that was going to be Fletcher Wilson who would get the start off the mound here tonight. Instead, it's Besa. And Besa, like you said, has done really well tonight. As he picks up strike 2 there on the 3-1. See if he can strike him out here with the payoff pitch. This one will get lifted. Martiak snags it cleanly, making it look pretty easy out there in right field, and that's 2 down. So the outfield doing a lot of the work here tonight for the Maroons.
Yeah, it's unusual. We have, I need to go back and count to double check, but it seems like far more fly ball outs than we do ground ball outs.
Well, and it's especially unusual because of the wind situation. You would think that they'd be trying to put more of them down in the gap, and you wouldn't quite see quite as many get popped up like that. It's a testament to Besa. Testament to the outfield. This one, ground over to third. That one thrown cleanly and retires the side. Great job by Godinez, and Schreiber able to stretch off the bag.
Yeah, nice scoop by Ty Schreiber.
And that takes us in. It was a quick, which is good for Besa, quick bottom of the 5th inning. That'll bring us in at the top of the 6th. And the Maroons batting order looking to go back to work, as we will have a pitching change for Dripping Springs when we return. You're watching Maroon Baseball on the Vibe Live Network.
Hi everyone, I'm Gigi for Chuck Nash Chevrolet Buick GMC in San Marcos. we'd like to invite you to Shop Chuck Nash, where we combine small town hospitality with a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Right now, we have over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, and a friendly staff to guide you through your purchase. Stop into Chuck Nash Chevrolet Buick GMC today and experience a new way of buying or selling your next vehicle.
It's a beautiful night here at Dripping Springs, despite the wind. David Roy, James Scott up here in the broadcast booth with you as always. As Austin High looks to go back to work as Brian Cox will take over for Runnell off the mound.
Looks like Snoop from VAR is here. VAR Austin. Have to check social media later.
Cox and company trying to keep Austin High where they are. Dripping Springs maybe getting a little bit more than they bargained for here tonight. Don't know what they expected coming in.
Well, we battled. We made the plays defensively, all except for one. That did cost us a run. But Maroons are battling. Let's see if we can put something together here in the top of the sixth inning. We only have 6 outs to go.
Ty Schreiber will get you started here at the top of the sixth inning here against Blake Cox. And
Schreiber's 0 for 1.
No better time than now to change that. Stretch, and this one fouled off. Schreiber thought it was going to go foul in the first place, so he did not have any sense of urgency coming out of the swing. And it stayed fair for but a moment. Got away with one as it rolled back across.
It'd be time for Deuce Schreiber to earn that nickname. How about a deuce, a little double here?
And Schreiber calls time here just as Blake Cox was about to go into the windup. The 0-1 hit weakly back up towards short. Third base comes charging in to make the grab. And that's one away as Schreiber's unable to beat the throw over to first.
Good play by Shanowitz, but Steele over at first. Needs to make sure he doesn't pull that foot off the bag early. Scott stepping in 0 for 2. Grounded back to Rummel to lead us off and struck out last time up.
Wind up. Scott. This one gets lifted, caught in the wind, and that's going to sit down for a second baseman to get underneath it for out number 2 here in the top of the sixth. And up will come Jane Besa. Swing and a miss here from Besa. And the 0-1 is swung on and missed.
Maroons still looking for their first hit. We have had 3 base runners. One by hit by pitch, one by a walk, and one by error. But no base hit yet. Trying to put my hex on them here.
Here's the 0-2, and that is swung on and missed. And so the Maroons are down to their final 3 outs of the night as we head into the bottom of the 6th. Dripping Springs still leading 4-0 when we return.
After a tough game on the diamond or a strenuous day on the job, relief from those aches and pains is waiting for you at Somanos. Kiko is a certified flexibility expert and wellness practitioner who provides comprehensive bodywork, mobility coaching, and intentional breath work that allows the body to relax while relieving pain and alleviating injuries. Somanos offers a variety of therapeutic services to fit your needs and not hurt your budget. Relieve pain and increase your quality of life with Somanos. Move better, feel better, live better. 512-800-3064 or online at somanosbody.com. Somanos, proud supporter of Austin High Baseball.
Welcome back in here at Dripping Springs High School. The sun just really beginning to set. And the lights, they've been on here for just a little bit. Jaden Besa is set here to keep on rolling here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Now batting number 2, Gavin Hall.
I'll look to keep Dripping Springs from adding to their total here tonight.
Gavin Hall leading off this inning. 1 for 2 in the evening, singled in the 2nd and struck out in the 3rd.
A wind up from Besa. And this gets fouled away towards the Maroon dugout.
You know, kind of like in the first game last week with Del Valle, we just have that 1 inning. We gave up 3 runs. Other than that, it'd be right there nip and tuck, pitch and pitch.
Strike 2 here.
Dripping Springs scored 3 runs in the 2nd with 2 out. We just couldn't get that last out.
Yeah, you know, nothing more than you can do about that. I mean, Besa pitching as well as he can. Sometimes they just catch a few and able to put them into the gaps here in that bottom of the 2nd inning. As this comes back inside and goes for ball 1. We'll be getting started just about this time tomorrow night over at Burger Field. As the 2-2 is swung on and missed, and that's 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
Or like I like to imitate, I think his name is John Fonseca, used to do the NFL films back in the day on ESPN. The ballpark.
There you go.
Burger Stadium.
There you go.
I think that's his name. Let me know if you disagree. ahsmaroonbaseball@gmail.com. ahsmaroonbaseball@gmail.com.
Or if you do agree, give us a shout
Either
one way
way.
or another.
Or if you remember what in the world I'm talking about. I get that at work a lot. They're like, hey, this generation may not know what you're talking about in that 70s and 80s
there you go.
humor. Yeah.
Here's 2-0 from Besa. And just can't find the zone, so he has worked his way up to a 3-0 count. Wind up. And that'll be ball 4. Runner will advance. And that'll put one on. And Coach A will come out. And it looks like there'll be conversation here at the mound with Besa.
Bases at 92 pitches, 9 this inning. I mean, to me, it looks great.
For a second, I thought he had somebody coming over with him, but then I realized that was Schreiber jogging over from first.
Yeah, he's going to leave him in.
That's exactly right.
I mean, he's a ground ball away from pitching a complete game unless we come back with at least 4 in the top of the 7th. Cade Sanders up, 9-hole hitter, got on in the first inning, or second inning, I'm sorry, with the error, and then popped out to Godinez in the 4th.
Wind up and finds his own here for the 0-1. Besa kind of working that left shoulder a little bit. Wonder if he's starting to kind of feel a little soreness.
It's been a while since he's thrown this many pitches off the mound, but he looks good.
Bunt sign on. Contreras had a hard time finding the ball in the hand there a little bit. Was kind of fumbling for a grip on it. That allows the runner to take second, as he just couldn't pop up and make the throw in time. So a 1-1 count here for Besa. This one chopped down the line to first. Schreiber missed it, and so did Patrick Bird. And that will score 1 on.
Well, that's what you call a seeing eye single.
That's exactly right.
Play could have been made. It wasn't. It's kind of over to Schreiber's right, and the ball just bounced over his glove.
We'll have a courtesy runner.
Parker Salsey courtesy running over there. We got Taylor Tracy up. So runner on first. 1 out. Besa coming from the stretch. Popped up over on the right-hand side, and Schreiber giving a chase, but is out of play, Mr. David Roy.
Up and over the net. Now they had that scored, that the run that scored, they scored that all as a base hit.
Oh, yeah. Can't give him an error on that.
No, you can't.
Could it have been made? Yes, but it's not an error.
Would not have been ordinary effort to make that play.
Correct.
This gets fouled away.
He just, he went moving to his right, and the ball just went over his glove. I mean,
went right past him. You had Bird coming in the opposite direction. He missed it too.
Much more difficult play for Mr. Bird, though.
That's exactly right. Wind up here, just missing. You can hear the disappointed sounds of the Austin High faithful who are in attendance here tonight.
You've got to be thinking about who's going to throw next with base at 98 pitches now. The limit's 110.
This one, Tracy lifts right over to James Scott Jr. over at left center.
Now batting, number 15.
And that'll be 2 away. Holds the runner at first.
I don't see any action in the bullpen. Maybe Coach A has the utmost confidence in Mr. Besa to get this guy out within the next 11 pitches.
There you go.
11 pitch at bat, that'd be a long one.
It only takes 3. And there's one of them, strike 1.
So Steele 0 for 2 tonight.
Besa gonna look to make it 0 for 3 here. I'll start with the 0-1 getting fouled away. Besa with the 0-2 from the stretch. This gets popped up, and that's not going to be able to be played on, as it will go up and over the net. The 0-2. This one lifted. That's a base hit into the corner in left field, all the way back to the track. And a throw to Kenny. That will be a base hit double and put 2 in scoring position.
"103 pitches. I don't see anybody warming in the pen."
Two away here.
And Hurley, the DH, the batter.
Besa puts this one low for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. This one hit over to Kenny. Kenny, throw to first. Well in time, and that will retire the side.
Stud performance by Jaden Besa, taking the number 10 team in the state through 6. Yes, we're down 5-0. However, the innings pitch that he gave this team allows us to go tomorrow with a fresh bullpen, fresh starter, fresh pen. Really a great job. 1 inning, we just gave up, looks like 3 hits. 3 hits and a walk, and made that 1 error, and that gave them the 3 runs. So, take that one out. It's a 2-0 game, but ifs and buts, candy or nuts, but a great job by Jaden Besa out there.
So that'll take us in to the top of the 7th and the last 3 outs for the Maroons when we come back. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
Ready to turn your vision of the perfect space into reality? James Gonin knows that great design is where it all begins. With a passion for creativity and years of experience in both residential and commercial architecture, James knows how to bring your ideas to life. Whether it's your dream home or the next big commercial project, like the new baseball field for Austin High, James Gonin will make your architectural dreams a reality. More info at jamesgonin.com. James Gonin, architect and proud supporter of Austin High Baseball.
Welcome back in. Top of the 7th, the last 3 outs for the Maroons. And it'll start with Drew Anderson.
He's had a perfect night. Got hit by a pitch. That probably wasn't so perfect, but it worked. And he walked.
We'll see if he can get back on base to lead off the 7th inning here.
He's been 2 of our 3 runners. 0-0-1 for Austin High, 5-8-1 for Dripping Springs.
He'll foul off this one. The 0-1 from Cox. Anderson, that will stay fair, and he will beat. No, they're going to say he is out. I thought he beat the throw.
You're far more generous than me. That was a heck of a play by Shenanowitz. Backhand, came up and made a good hard throw. Anderson sprinting down. It was close, to your point. And that'll be up to Javi Godinez. 0 for 2 on the night.
I'll try to get on here and fouls off the first pitch of this plate appearance. Puts him down 0-1. Fouls off the second one, and it bounces off the bat and into the catcher's mask. Puts him down 0-2. Maroons down to their last 2 outs. This one comes inside, ball 1. Godinez had to step back to avoid being hit. So the 1-2. Takes for ball 2.
You know, we don't have an official hit today, and nobody's tried to put down a bunt for a hit.
That's very true.
And the infield has been playing back the entire game.
As this one skips off the bat and into the ground in front of Godinez. Godinez beats the throw. And
that's our first hit of the game.
That'll be the first hit, and it puts him in scoring position.
It's a hit, and he advances on the error throw.
Gonna have to be. It's a close call out there. I think Godinez might be a little bit lucky he got away with one there, because as he's crossing, the first baseman kind of comes over, and Godinez almost kind of leaned into him before he turned and started for second.
Oh, that's funny. They're giving Helms an error on that play all the way to keep the no-hitter. Yeah, no, guys.
That's a base hit.
Oh, my gosh. You know, give a kid an error on that? Yes, on the throw, not on the field of the ground
exactly
ball.
Right. Godinez on the move, swing and a miss. And Godinez is in time, beats the throw from the plate. And so that moves him that much closer. And strike 2 here.
Yeah, just rewound the broadcast and watch that again just to make sure. But, yeah, there's no way you can give Helms an error on that. Ball was in the hole and slow.
The 0-2 count here. This one way outside. The 1-2. Contreras, his hit is lifted.
Do not run on that.
And Godinez starts to, and then he will back off. And so that's out number 2. And brings to the plate the sophomore, Bodie Martiak.
He grounded to short last time up.
Check swing here from Martiak. They're going to say he went around, strike 1.
Yeah, Bodie's going to be susceptible to that outside pitch. He starts with an open stance, which is fine, but when he strides, it becomes more open.
Check swing again. Here comes Godinez. Godinez sliding
Safe.
in. He's safe. So the Maroons avoid the shutout.
Hey, that's the first run that Dripping Springs has given up in district play.
There it is. And Martiak now down in the count 1-2. He is the last out.
Last hope.
Well, that
Let's
too.
keep it optimistic.
There you go. Meant to say that the Maroons were down to their last out, and there it is as he will take strike 2, strike 3 looking. And that will do it here tonight. Dripping Springs will get the win 5-1 against the Maroons of Austin High.
There's no such thing as moral victories. However, we played a pretty clean game except for that play at first. You just got to tip your hat to Dripping Springs. They've got a great ball club, and sometimes you get beat by a better team. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Maroons score a run on a hit. They did have an error, and of course Dripping Springs 5 runs scored on 8 hits and an error of their own here tonight.
Yeah, so Cooper Rummel is going to get the win. He pitched a great game tonight. 5 innings, no hits, no runs. Walked 1 and struck out 10. He did hit a batter. Cox comes in, pitches 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 run that was not earned. Did not walk a batter and struck out 2. Besa did take the loss today, but threw a complete game, 6 innings on 105 pitches. Gave up 8 hits, which were really scattered. 5 runs, 4 earned, walked 4 and struck out 3. But boy, he pitched a gritty game and gave Austin High everything that he's got. And now we just come out tomorrow at the Bob Hawk at Burger Stadium and see if we can't flip it.
Yeah, I mean, you hope that tomorrow we'll find out, of course, who will be the pitcher tomorrow. I think most would probably expect that it would be Fletcher Wilson who would get the start off the mound. We'll see if that is the case. And we will see what changes maybe Coach A can make to the order. Again, like you said, Runnell had Austin High's number from a batting standpoint, and then Blake Cox did what he could there until Godinez was able to round the base paths himself. Unassisted for the most part, up until Contreras was able to get him across with a sacrifice there towards the back end.
Where he scored on that wild pitch, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, look, we've lost 9 of 10. So far in the month of March, our lone victory is against Carroll. So it's been a tough stretch for us.
Let's see if we can.
And it's not going to get any easier. We've got, obviously, Dripping Springs tomorrow. Then we go into the Westlake series. I believe Westlake is 14th in the state.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite that high, according to Texas State baseball. And so, listen, you play in this district for a reason, to play against the best. And if you produce against the best, you've got great things, and you've got something you can go take to college coaches to show them. So we'll see what happens. We got another great pitcher coming tomorrow against Taylor Tracy, left-hander. Played center for them tonight. And he's, like we said earlier, a Tennessee commit. So let's get a good night's sleep and come back at them tomorrow and see if we can't get a win right before we get away for spring break.
There you go. So you have the district standings on your screen. That's where they stand as of right now. We'll see how the rest of the district shakes out as those games are still going. Those would have only started up within the last hour. So we will come back. We will be back tomorrow night at 7:30 live from Burger Field as the Maroons will host Dripping Springs for Game 2 of this 2-game series. And we will see if the Maroons can get one back against the Dripping Springs Tigers. We'll find out tomorrow night. Appreciate everybody tuning in and joining us here from Dripping Springs High School. On behalf of our entire broadcast crew, Skylar Gillespie, our quality assistant, and of course my broadcast partner, James Scott, I'm David Roy saying good night from Dripping Springs. We'll be back tomorrow night at 7:30 for the first pitch between the Maroons of Austin High and the Tigers of Dripping Springs. Good night, everyone.
Real estate companies come and go in Central Texas about as fast as the wildflowers in spring. But when you're looking for a house, you're looking for a place to put down roots, a place to call home for years to come, which means you need a realtor with roots in the community, like Tate Property. Tate Property is a family-owned real estate brokerage located in Terrytown. We grew up here, we live here, and we work here, representing buyers and sellers of Austin's finest luxury homes, investment properties, and farm and ranch retreats. This is our passion. Give Tate Property a call at 512-474-8283. That's 512-474-TATE. Or look up online at tateproperty.com and let us know how we can help you today. Tate Property, exceptional homes, exceptional service.